Obligatory podcast intro.
Hi, hello, and welcome. This is Flipping Pages with Matt and Adam. I'm Matt with my co-host Adam, and this show is where we take all 76 letters of the alphabet and we put them in a bathtub. We each draw a letter and pick a comic that begins with that letter. I don't know his, he doesn't know mine. Spoilers ahead for both of these comics for sure. If we spoil anything else, thousands apologies. So I got U, and you drew a S.
Yes, sir.
So all right, I'm gonna kick it off.
Cool.
I got Unholy Grail.
Okay.
This is cool, man. Is creator and writer is
Wait, what was the name? Sorry.
Unholy Grail.
Okay.
Like Holy Grail, but unholy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Is written and created by Colin Bunn, and the artist is Mirko Kolak.
Okay.
So this is like a King Arthur story, right?
Cool.
So it's wild. So it starts with showing the lake, the swords that litter the bottom of the lake. You could presume this is where the Lady of the Lake lives, and they were given as like offerings to her.
Okay.
So it's just tons of swords everywhere. So this starts. There's a lot of jumping around, so I'll have to be real careful about when I'm speaking.
Yeah.
About when I'm speaking of. So this is the future, and Camelot is destroyed. There's like bodies everywhere.
Yeah, it
I
looks
mean,
bad.
it's raw. The
It
art's
looks
really
bad.
cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's raw. Yeah, there's heads, shit everywhere. So it's this Percival of Wales. He walks in and he says, I have the Grail. Oh, what did we do to get here? It's so bad. What the hell's wrong with us? He walks in and he sees the Siege Perilous which is a throne. So Merlin said, whoever brings back the Holy Grail will get to sit at the throne and heal the world, right?
Okay.
So he shows up and he's just like, oh, how did we get here? So it cuts to the past, and it's Merlin walking down this pretty beach, and there's like a demon that he has no name that in the human world.
Okay.
But he escaped from hell, and he's trying to just cause some mayhem before he gets dragged back.
Okay.
Right?
Cool.
He wants to have fun. That's all he wants. I mean, is that
You got a day trip out of hell. You're going to want to have fun.
demons' lives matter, right? Like, I mean, no. So he sees Merlin and he's just like, "What's up, bro? What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, Uther Pendragon, right? The dad. He's sick, so I'm going to tend to him." And he's like, "Why is that?" He's like, "Well, his son's gonna become king. Son's Arthur. I have to make sure he's good, teach him all this type of shit." So he was like, Who are you? And he goes, "I'm Merlin, son of the devil." And the demon's like, "Nah, man, I know his sons, and you're not one of them." So he smashes Merlin's head against the rocks. So Merlin, famous wizard, that dude's dead.
Just already.
Dead.
Okay.
He was like, "Please don't." And this demon just wrecked him, bro. So it's in the shadow of this giant rock, and you see the demon go in there, and next thing you see is like Merlin with his skin all like just all over his body, like it's real weird. You know, like Edgar from Men in Black. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't look right.
Yeah,
It's a
okay,
skin
skin
suit.
suit.
Exactly.
Okay.
You owe me a Coke, bitch. So anyway, the next panel, he like does some little magic with his hands, and he looks great. Another cool old man wizard, right?
That's dope.
So it cuts to Uther in his bedroom, and he hasn't spoken for days. And they're like, "Merlin's here," and he's like, "What's up? I know what's going on. I'm not a demon in a skin suit." you know?
Yeah.
So he's like, she asked about Arthur, and he's like, "Yeah, the son. He's like an infant." He's like, "He'll be a king." He's obviously bullshitting. So they're like, "We want Arthur to be king." The mom says that, and he needs his mother. So he goes and like puts his head on Uther's head and like basically talks for him like a puppet. And he's like, what did he say? He said, "I give him my blessings and bid him pray for my soul and righteously that he claim the crown." So the mom's like, "Sweet."
Nice.
So it's a little bit in the future between the two timelines I've spoken about. Arthur's a little older, right? Oh, actually, no, this might be present time. Forgive me. It does this a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he's on a boat with Merlin, and he's like, "This offering, will this be enough?" And Merlin's such a bastard in this. He's like, who'd you kill to get that sword from? He's like, I don't even remember. He's like, good king. That's great. He's like, make the offering. And he's like, for what, man? I have everything. My castle Camelot is being built. I unified all the barons. Like, everything's pretty great right now. So he's like, make the offering. He tosses the sword in, and it basically, what it says is he knew this was the Lady of the Lake, right? And the spirit of the land, she like made flesh, which is the lady.
Okay.
And she was like coaxed to the surface by his offering so many times, right? So she was kind of showed herself to him a little bit, but she's just a giant, just monster. But kind of imposed like in front of her, it's like this banging blonde chick with like big tits.
Yeah.
So she's both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right, so just a terrible monster. So anyway, it cuts back to Percival of Wales. He's there with the Holy Grail. This is way after our story,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
He comes in, he sits on the chair, and Merlin starts speaking, and his like words are like poison, and he just basically kills the guy. And he's like, you're not the one that's supposed to be on the throne.
Oh, damn.
So that Percival's done. That's it. That's really the end of his story right there. So now it cuts to when Camelot was being built, which is kind of the bulk of the main story. Arthur's an adult. This is when he's unified all the barons and Camelot. Like I said, Camelot's being built. So everyone's like, man, this is going to be great. But there's still quite a few dudes who are like, nah, man. I mean, we have a bunch of claims to the throne. The Uther, the king was, his mind was all messed up. He's old and dying. He don't know what he said.
Oh, shit.
They're like, we don't want that. So Merlin starts big shit talking. They're like, they call him an old man. He's like, I'm not some old man who's going to be like beat down. Basically takes the dude's sword, stabs him with it.
Nice.
Puts his hand on it, and the guy starts turning into a rock. So that's the sword in the stone, which it's not Excalibur in this story. It's just some random dude's sword.
Huh.
So he's like, yeah, if anyone can pull this out, you'll get to be king. If you can't, though, there is punishment. It's like a grim fate for you if you try and fail. So he's like, I got faith in the hubris of men. He's like, they'll try.
Yeah, we would too. If this was a real thing.
We totally would.
In the real world, there would be,
Would there be it'd be a spectacle. You'd like pay tickets to go try to pull the sword out.
Yes.
And then they'd have a tent for you to go die in. At least in this world. You go rot in the tent and they just self-cleaning rotting.
Nice. That's awesome.
It leaves only the fresh scent of pine.
That's dope.
Yeah, dude.
That's very nice of them.
Right? So, yeah, he basically says, yeah, give it a shot if you want. So he starts looking for the boy. Because remember, they were like, where's Arthur? Where's the infant? And he's like, oh, yeah, the infant. Yeah. He's like, all right, I got some plans. I'm going to set this shit in motion. I just need to find the boy. So he just goes across the country just torturing people until they tell him where he
Merlin
is.
does?
Yeah, Merlin does, sorry.
Okay.
And he meets this monk who's like, yeah, I know where he is. So he rolls up to the family that's been holding Arthur. And he's like, what are you doing back, man? It's been months. Like, you said you weren't going to be back for years and years.
Huh.
And he's like, Uther's dead. The king's dead. And I got a lot of shit I got to train this kid to do and teach him how to be a king. So he begins to do that, right? They're walking through the woods, and he takes them to the stone. Okay. And he tells them to pull the sword out, and he does it, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's like, the sword's bleeding, or the stone's bleeding. And he's just kind of like, you'll spill a lot more blood than that. And he's just like, oh, okay.
Cool.
So like, never really said why the stone was bleeding, but it's because it was that dude, which I thought was really dope.
That's really cool.
It's a grim, raw ass story.
I like it.
Beast Bell Hunter, this is how you do it, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he begins to make war, and this is young. Like he's look at him. He's like a teenager there. He's probably like 16.
Yeah.
Getting ready to. I mean, he's king because he pulled the sword out.
Like as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
So there's been a lot of fighting. A lot of people had legitimate claims. They said they were gonna. Merlin was basically like, yeah, fight for the throne. Like I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Go kill each other. I don't care. Like Arthur's the king. And he's gonna be the king,
right?
And he's gonna do great and terrible shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I'm
it's
super
gonna be dope.
I'm
yeah.
super psyched for it.
Please don't bother me.
So go do your shit. I don't care. So cuts to So now he's a little bit older, and he's like, what else do I have to do? What enemies do I have? And he's like, man, you'll always have enemies. He's like, you just need to sniff them out. And Arthur's like, how? And he's like, Inquisition.
Oh, damn.
He's like, you get out there and you find them.
Nobody expects the Inquisition.
So he's like, go out there, find him. He's like, but I can't do that. What if I kill an innocent? He's like, who gives a shit? He's like, also your priests are gonna do it.
Oh,
he's like, so let them go do their thing, and they'll root out all the traitors and they'll murk them. So a guy walks up like a lord under Arthur, and he basically introduces him to Lady Guinevere. Okay. Right, so they get married. So before it shows, it's funny. He's talking about they're at the lake, and Merlin made Arthur bring an empty scabbard, and he's like, why did you bring this? And he's like, just chill. So the big titted blonde lady of the lake pops out, and like she's bad, right? But then the bottom half is like tentacles and stuff. Yeah. So not into that kind of thing. I know some people are, but I'm not. So, but she's like, she's the water. She's as the water itself. She's a blessing to thirsty, a bane to the drowning. And so he came with no offering this time. And she was like, I'm going to give you something. She gives him Excalibur. There's no sword faster. There's no sword more deadly. Basically, you a badass with this.
Yeah.
So she's like, the only thing is you have to love me and you can't love anyone else. Like your whole life, and the way she perceives it is different. She's like, I'm giving you this sword because I'm already mourning for your death because I can see it's already happening. So she perceives time way differently. Yeah, 170 years to her, or 40 or 50, it's like nothing.
Yeah,
So she gives him a kiss, and she's like, "Listen, you're mine. You have to love me. Keep the sword as long as you love me." Blah blah blah. So the next panel, he marries Guinevere, like immediately, and there's like husband and wife, and so there's this bald dude. He's got a weird name. I know you have a few weird names.
Yeah,
it's like, look, check it out right there, Maligant. Anyway, this bald dude, he's real jealous. He's like loves the queen, but he's a coward. So Merlin starts whispering in his ear. Then later that night, or a few nights later, the queen is kidnapped. She's gone. Arthur freaks out. Everyone, all the Knights of the Round Table roll out in all these different directions.
Of course.
Right? He's like, my love, mi amor. So he finds the castle she's being held in. They go in. She's tied up. Looks like fucking King Kong. And there's like a bunch of weird demon creatures around everywhere.
Damn.
And they start fighting them. Arthur's going to town. The bald dude runs out and finds Merlin. And he's like, oh, you said I'd be safe. Merlin just immediately kills him.
The Maligant?
The Maligant, the bald guy immediately kills him and just walks away. Nice. And he's like, I'm going to just let this happen. So they're in there. They're slicing up demons. Lancelot is actually the one who saves Guinevere, technically. Stupid. So she ends up going to his room later that night and ends up hooking up with him. And she's like, Arthur's not, he doesn't have time for me. And you do. And even if he knew of this, it would only hurt him. It wouldn't do anything else to him, right? So at the same time, he's with the Lady of the Lake. He's like left his sword there. He's chilling. I'm assuming they're getting down in some sort of way.
Right.
So as Guinevere's leaving the room, Merlin kind of sneaks up on her. And he's like, you think you're fucking sneaky? You think I don't know what you're doing? Like, I can smell your lust from miles away. This dude's dirty demon.
Yeah.
He's creepy, scary. Oh, he's crazy. So anyway, he is like, all that guilt, all that, what is it? All your guilt, your disloyalty, and your betrayal. He's like, you need to get it out of your belly. So she starts throwing up. And Gross. This is where Morgana comes from, is from the puke. So Morgana is like this demon, magical, created sister that was thrown up by Guinevere.
That's awesome.
So she's... It's pretty fucking rad.
I thought about it for a second. I was like, damn, that's like awesome.
And take a guess who she kind of looks like. The Lady of the Lake. She's blonde, big hooters.
Yeah.
She's bad, right? So anyway, they're chilling. Merlin picks up a peach, it looks like, gives it to this woman. And she's like, that looks rotten. And he's like, go out there and do what you're supposed to do since you've been born, and that's serve. Fucking do what I say. So she gives this guy a peach, this rotten peach. He eats it, and he gets real bold. and he starts yelling at the queen. And he's like, give me a kiss. Like, fucking, I want to smooch.
Yeah.
You know, why is Lancelot the only one that gets smooches? So before he said that, it cut to Lancelot and Arthur, and they're sitting at the kind of head table, and Morgana's there. So she's already been introduced as like a member of the court.
Oh, damn.
And
that was quick.
Right, yeah. Oh, well.
From puke to the court. Real quick. That's a
I mean,
rags to riches story if I've ever heard one.
magical, bad. I mean, grown adult already. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to teach her shit. She just comes out like basically like a twin sister, kind of. Like, it's weird.
Okay.
It's really weird.
That's gross.
But I mean, they're not like not identical twins. I just mean like twins.
Yeah,
right?
related.
Strange. So anyway, all the people around Guinevere start stepping up for this dude. Or stepping in between the queen and this guy who's like, that's when he says the Lancelot thing. And I saved this picture just for this because right when he said, oh, is Lancelot the only one that gets kisses? That was Lancelot's face. He was kind of like, what? No, what?
He's like, whoa.
What did he?
Why would anybody lie like that?
That's so crazy.
Oh my
Anyone
God.
would
Is
ever,
he okay?
They would say that. Like,
Is he drunk right now?
he's probably drunk.
Oh my God.
Total lie. Because
Yeah.
like that.
Everybody
is
knows
not-
he's a liar.
I would not do that. So anyway, later that night, Guinevere and Lancelot are fucking, and Arthur's like peeking through a hole, and he's like, I can't condemn them because like I know.
He can't love the. Well, yeah, okay.
And he's hooking up with the lady.
Exactly,
Of the lake.
exactly.
So as he's peeping
He's
on
not a
him,
hypocrite. That's cool.
yeah, well, he's really like, how can I say anything?
That's all.
Like,
Well, a lot of people still would.
oh yeah, they would for sure. That would be ego and pride hurt
Easily, yeah.
so bad.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have to say something.
Yeah.
And then wouldn't understand how ironic and like hypocritical they're being.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. So anyway, Morgana walks up and he's like, man, who are you? Like, you look like, and she kisses him and she starts like, they start hooking up and she's like, listen, all you have to do is say stop and that'll make me go away forever.
Oh, damn.
And he doesn't. So this is crazy. Lancelot and Guinevere are hooking up in a room, in a bath, actually, a big giant stone bath.
Yeah, they're rich.
Oh, super dope. King and queen shit. Bro.
Yeah, they're rich.
So in the little, like, I guess the little dressing room right next door is Arthur and Morgana hooking up. Okay, at this point, just walk in the room. And Lancelot and Guinevere, oh God, sorry. And he's like, no, chill. And then just start going at it with Morgana.
Right,
And be
yeah.
like, let's make an understanding here. Y'all do y'all's thing.
Yeah.
We'll do our thing. And then if anyone says shit, I'll shut them the fuck up because this is king shit
Yeah,
right here.
yeah.
You fuck my wife. I'm going to fuck your sister over here.
Yeah.
Like, which I don't think he knows where she come from yet.
Hope he doesn't.
But still, let's solve all the problems and let's just have a big old orgy here.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the only.
I mean, not even an orgy,
way
just
forward.
let's have
It's
an understanding here.
It's like co-fornication. You're not even interacting with each other.
Parallel fucking.
Yeah, there you go. You figured it.
Yeah. So anyway, the people, because of that dude yelling at that dinner party or whatever, the people are super pissed.
Yeah.
So they actually kidnap Guinevere again.
Damn.
And not kidnap. They stormed in and Arthur kind of let it happen.
Huh.
They have her tied to a stake. She's burning. And so Morgana's like, man, Merlin, like you fucking raw with this shit. And he's like, yeah, I wouldn't be so excited for all this destruction. You see, if anything happens to Guinevere, it happens to you, being that you are from her.
Yeah.
And basically her twin sister.
Yeah.
So as she's burning, Morgana's leg starts burning. Arthur gets pissed and he's like, enough, release the queen. And as he's saying that, Lancelot busts in, starts slicing everyone up. He gets Guinevere and starts riding off. And Arthur's kind of like too much at that point. He's like, no. Like, I was about to save her. I was about to end all of this right here. But you had to come in there because he dispelled him from the knights. He's no longer a knight. So he's like, listen, if I don't have my queen, what am I, right? And Arthur's thinking the same thing. That was Lancelot. And Arthur's thinking, you can't steal my queen. I'm king, blah, 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 right? So he's like, enough. So he starts chasing him. And as he whips out Excalibur, it's just a cool little part, kind of no consequence. Arthur swings and Lancelot tries to block him and his sword just shatters.
Oh, yeah.
And like chunks of the sword start going in their faces, like super raw. I'm skipping a lot of raw stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if you find it and read it, you're gonna be kind of surprised. So I'll just tell you now, super gritty and raw.
That's awesome.
A lot of body horror kind of stuff, like a little bit stuff
Yeah.
I don't like. It kind of crosses that line where I'm like, all right, I don't like this. Which actually is funny. I said that because this is the part. It's Lancelot and Guinevere. It's months and months later. They're oh no, it's not. Yeah, it is months and months. She's pregnant, presumably from Lancelot in the bathhouse.
Yeah.
So she starts freaking out. There's blood everywhere. She's like, something's wrong with the baby. And at the same time, super far away, Morgana, who is also pregnant, starts freaking out. And she's like, something's wrong with the queen's baby.
Yeah.
She's really worried. So she gives birth to something. I'll just say that, something.
Uh-huh.
It's like orange and gooey. A lot of crowd. It's hard to tell what it is exactly.
Like
and I didn't
all
wanna...
nails and teeth.
It seems
and
like organs, honestly.
Tumors and stuff.
It seems like gross. Here, take a look.
Oh, yeah. That's like Tremors insides.
Yeah, and that's after it already started to form. So what was
okay.
before was a little
It
grosser.
literally looks like the inside of the graboids from Tremors. The orange, stringy goop
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Looks exactly like that.
Yeah, it does. Yep. Okay, that's what she gave birth to.
Yeah.
Little trimmer.
Hot.
But that trimmer eventually turns into Mordred, right?
Yeah.
So he gets born as like a 18-year-old. He looks like a fat guy from like a fat young 20-year-old from the 90s who like loved metal. Like that and can't grow a beard.
Yeah.
Can't grow a beard.
I didn't know what you mean, though.
Right?
That's funny.
I was hoping you would. I was hoping you would.
I have
So
an idea.
So Merlin and Arthur are talking, and he's like, "Listen, man, in that tower right there is, the spawn of this infidelity, man. You need to go take care of it. The Lady of the Lake is basically pissed off at you. If anything, the punishment that you feel from everything is from her." Right?
Okay.
So he goes in there, he tries to kill her. He sees his son, and he's like, "Papa, Dad," and he's like, "Man, I can't do it." And Merlin's like, "You know what this means?" And he's like, "There's an heir." That's what that means. So he walks off. Merlin cracks a little smile. So it's been months and months again, right? Guinevere's chilling. Lancelot finds her. And basically they're thinking at the same time, man, this is all Merlin's doing. Let's go kill him. So they roll out to go kill him. This is when Merlin tells all the Knights of the Round Table about the Holy Grail.
Okay.
And sends them out. So this is when Percival actually rolls out the beginning of the story when he comes back, right?
Okay.
So this we're kind of caught up
Yeah.
almost to that. So he sends them all out. Let me see here. He convinces Arthur to go out and leave Mordred on the throne while he's gone. So Arthur's kind of like over it. He's like, man, I don't even care what kind of treachery they're up to.
Whatever.
So
dude.
Mordred builds an army from soldiers from the murdered kings. Like all the kings Arthur killed, their ranks, they kind of flocked to Mordred.
Ooh.
So he raised this army, just evil army full of hatred and shit.
Yeah,
and since they're all demons, that shit kind of matters, right? So big fight. Arthur brings his army. They end up having a scrap. Arthur ends up killing Mordred, and Arthur's like wounded really bad. So it cuts to Guinevere and Lancelot. They end up attacking Merlin. He's going on this big speech like, bitch, I'm the fucking devil's son. Like, I'm the actual devil's son. You can't do nothing to me. Like, all of this shit was just me wanting to see some mayhem.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
Huh.
So she stabs him with a cross. And he ends up dying. And he's like, oh, there's so many things I didn't plan for. Like, this was great. This sucks. I'm dying, blah, blah, blah. I had such a blast. And then Lancelot just slices him in half. Cuts to Arthur, who is dying on the battlefield. Lancelot, his boy, they're still tight. He's like, I have to go to the lake. Take me to the lake. He's like, I got to give this sword back so I can fix the land. All right, so Lancelot carries him all the way there like a G.
Yeah.
Like some Samwise shit, right? Carries him all the way there. He throws the lake in. He basically tosses Arthur in. Arthur ends up going into the water. So everyone's like, oh, there's legends like Arthur didn't die. That dude went off on some foreign country. He healed, and he's going to come back when we need him. And the last panel is him wrapped up in tentacles by the Lady of the Lake, getting drugged to the bottom. Just probably going to be her little fuck boy forever.
Yeah, holy shit.
Which, awesome, cool, I guess.
That was a graphic novel, meaning that was the whole story?
The whole story was issues 1 through 5. That was all 1 through 5 digital copies that I got. So I didn't get the paperback, but it was all 1 through 5.
Yeah.
But that was it. It was done.
It was done. That's awesome.
So I guess real quick, remind me of this. But this story was great, man.
Yeah.
Like, remind me. I want to talk about the company in a second.
Oh, okay.
But this story was great. I love. I'm not a super huge fan of the retelling of history all the time. But when you do something like, because Arthur's like a legend, right? It's not necessarily true. It's like an amalgam of
exactly
a bunch of historical characters. So to do it like this is really, really fun to read, that like Merlin got killed immediately. Like your savior, the one that could help you in this situation, died before it even started, which is insane.
Changed so much.
And this devil was just wanting to have fun. He tortured all these people's lives in this country just to have fun before he got dragged back to hell.
Well, yeah.
Because I guess eventually, Dad or the boss man would have found out he was gone and been like, get your ass back here.
Yeah, you're not allowed to stray.
I guess not. So he was just like, let me have a blast before I go, man. And that's what happened.
That's all we can ever do.
But it was so talk about a sad epic. It never got better.
No, that's cool.
Like, even Arthur, like, saving his land is a bad end for him. I guess I don't know what the Lady of the Lake has in store for him.
Yeah.
But she's ancient. She is the Queen of Avalon is what they called it, I think. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But she's, like, not from this earth. And she existed, like, well before it.
Oh, shit.
So it's a wild story, man.
That's dope.
And I like that it was complete, obviously.
Yeah, 5 issues, too. That's a good round number.
And if it's something that's like 5 issues, I'm going to start reading the whole things now, because I really hate stopping before the end.
Oh, yeah.
That was a satisfying ending.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Like, once you realize what the story was, like, oh, this is some dark, like, everyone's a bastard.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to turn out well for anyone. This is going to be cool.
Well, that's a nice change of pace, because like that's not how it usually goes all the time.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That's awesome.
It's just all dark. It just goes all downhill and never went back up again.
That's awesome.
So the company is called Aftershock. Dude, just go to their website when we get off. Go to the website and just check out their titles, dude.
Aftershock.
They did the Maniac in New York.
Only?
No, they have actual copies, but
Really?
all of them are available digital.
Okay.
So they had the Maniac in New York, where like this dude's serial killer, they can't catch him. He's been doing it for so long that everyone just decides to ignore him and just kind of like, hey, he's part of life now.
Damn.
They have one called Pestilence, dude, which is set in the 14th century. The Black Plague was not an actual illness. It was a zombie infection. The first zombie infection in our planet Earth. Oh, it sounds so dope. Aftershock, dude. So many cool, like how we were talking about Image. Like, I'm gonna be visiting their shit regularly, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they've been around since like, at least what I saw, 2018 at the very least that I saw. So
I remember the name being said before. Maybe I've seen it on a comic or
that
something.
Maniac in New York was really popular.
Yeah, okay.
I believe I've heard some people speaking of that.
Okay.
Oh, dude, there's so many great ones in there. Like, so many interesting ones.
They have a bunch of titles, and they just started in 2018 or so, 2019?
Yeah, a lot.
That's cool.
And actually, here, I saved something I wanted to say. One of the artist and the writer, where's it at? Did I not save it? They had some credits in here I wanted to read. They've done a lot of stuff, man. They did, like, Spider-Man. They did Deadpool, some X-Men shit, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but definitely Deadpool and Spider-Man. They've done a lot of big things. So when they got together for that book, man, it's fantastic.
Do you like how they, to derail you real quick, do you like how nowadays it seems like they switch up writers and artists like insanely fast, obviously, compared to how it used to be?
Right.
Where people would stay on a title for an extended period of time?
Well, it seems like this company specifically strategy is short titles, like get in and get out.
Okay.
So I saw Pestilence, it was 1 through 5, and then they had Pestilence Season or a Song for Satan or something like that.
Okay.
So it was a second title series, but that one was only 5 or 6.
Cool.
So all their series, I think, is like get in and get out. Hey,
Okay,
let's
cool.
not drag it out.
Yeah.
I didn't see the ones I clicked on. I didn't see any like 50 issue arcs or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So it seems like they get some writers to come in, do some great story, and then that's it.
Cool.
They
That's
end
awesome.
it. Oh yeah, so that's why I enjoyed it. I'm gonna definitely check their shit out.
Hell
man.
yeah.
I might try get a letter and pull from their list one, soon, right? Like
hell yeah.
if I'm allowed. But it's dope. Really excited to read more of their
Hell
stuff.
yeah, that's
and
awesome.
That book was awesome.
The art I saw was dope, and obviously the story is entertaining as hell.
It's cool.
And I'm sure there's stuff you didn't even get into. So if
A lot.
somebody,
I skipped a whole lot.
So if somebody wanted to read it, they would definitely be like, "Oh, this is a lot still."
They would
That's
get a lot
awesome.
more from it. I didn't get into Merlin at all, but he's
Yeah.
like doing all types of shit the whole story.
Let's see, that's dope.
And
It
being
sounds
evil.
cool. Makes
Evil.
me want to listen or read it.
And Arthur's sleeping. He's just whispering evil in his ear over and over again. Evil, 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 evil.
Like
He's like, dude, were you just
Nicky.
whispering evil in my ear? He's like, no.
No.
You stopped breathing. I was just checking. And then he rolls out and goes and does some other whiz biz.
All right, man. So I got S, and it took me a while to finally go grab something, but I finally did. I went and I was looking at the S's, which had an amazing selection, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
It was cool.
Quite a few,
It
probably.
really was. It was probably one of the bigger sections on the wall, to be honest. So I was like, awesome. And there was a bunch of Image comics. There was a bunch of smaller companies, and everything was really in my price range. So I had a plethora of choices this time. And then so I'm looking through, and I see this pink backed one, and I'm like, I see the symbol right there. You see, can you even see it? That dot. That's the red 5 symbol. And I saw it. I saw it at this angle in the thing. I go, no way. And I got excited seeing another red 5 because I said it last time. But
last episode.
Yeah, don't always hear it. So I read a red 5 comic last time. But that was one of their launch comics. So that was from 2008. And this one's from 2019.
And Red 5 is from Houston.
Yeah.
Same as us.
Exactly.
So we want
I'm trying to rep them all the time. We met them a long time ago when they were starting out, basically. They were very nice to us, obviously.
Very cool dudes.
They were cool. And at the time, I really liked what they were putting out. I read a couple of the Zombie Mass Destructions back then. I read a few of the Neozoic for sure. That was the one I read the most of.
Right.
And there's a Atomic Robo that I read a couple issues because they were like almost free. They were like giving them out. Back in the day. They were promoting their new company.
Exactly. And
So-
there wasn't that many people there.
Yeah, and there was at that one there was nobody there.
Yeah, it was just us.
Yeah, it was
Maybe like
it was cool and sad at the same time.
3 or 4 stragglers.
Yeah. Well, the other people there were definitely did not come to the mall for the comic book convention.
They might have
they
just been
walked
in the-
in and were like, "Oh, what's over in this corner of the mall?"
They were shopping for pants and went, what the hell's going on
The
over
only other
here?
people I remember seeing there were like looking at each other every time they walked up to a booth and were like, "What the hell's going on here? This is nerd shit."
Why is this guy trying to sell me a fucking
A Powerpuff
what is
Girls
greeting
poster.
card? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So I saw that this was a Red 5 and that it was new-ish, like 10-year difference from the last one I read. The last one wasn't my favorite comic ever, so I was like, and I said so, and I was like, I'm going to try one of their
That's
new ones.
mean, Adam. Calm down, all right?
So
You're
I
being
was
too
like,
rude.
got excited. I was like, bro, I'm going to do straight after the Red 5. I'm going to do another Red 5 comic so I can be like, dude, this is how much they've improved. This is how much better it is now. I'm happy to see. I mean, this isn't even that new. It's 2019. It's a few years old now. But I was like, cool. It's going to be a big difference. It's a different author, different artist from my Zombies of Mass Destruction. The writer is Joshua Starnes, and the artist is Lissandro Esterharan. And they kind of run in the same kind of style as the ZMD did.
Okay.
Almost like
I see it.
not watercolor, but like, I don't know how to explain it. We're terrible at explaining
Yeah, we
the
are.
art.
I've given up. I don't know if anyone's noticed in the last few
I
episodes.
try.
I don't.
I'll give a stab at it and like give it a couple adjectives, but
I don't say
I'm
shit
not
about
very
it anymore.
not very good. So this one's called Spook. I got S, so this one's Spook. The art is fine. I think it's more the backgrounds are definitely more well
I
executed.
saw it looked a little more detailed.
Yes, the backgrounds are way more well executed than in Zombies, and I hate their faces though. Like, there's a perfect example. Look at that guy's face. He looks like a caricature of a human, right? Like, not like close to a human. And then that's the main guy. Look at his nose. He looks like Pinocchio. The main guy looks like Pinocchio. His nose sticks out so far.
Mad upturned nose.
It's huge. It literally looks like before Pinocchio's nose grows.
The opposite of Adrian Brody.
Long. Oh yeah, instead of down, it goes up. Yes. Exactly.
Fine actors.
Yeah.
Giant fucking nose.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Just like Spook here.
Yeah. So, like I said, the art's okay, but I hate the way that they do their faces.
I do judge some books like on faces. If I open it and I don't like the faces, will immediately be turned off.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the story's great. I'll be like, oh, this bothers me.
Yeah. I liked, besides that, the art I think is dope. Mm-hmm. Like everything else, like all the like gory parts look awesome. I like how they did gore in this. Okay. It's very effective. A lot of black in it to like, not be as bad on the censoring and whatnot. If you use black more than the red and whatnot, you can get by with more gore and whatnot because it's not red or whatever. So we get introduced to our main character. His name's this is his last name. I think it's pronounced Callie. Not sure exactly if that's it or not. Pretty sure it is. We meet Callie. He's at a meeting with a bunch of like CIA dudes, and they're talking about how earlier that day a German diplomat was murdered like in the UN. He was there like doing interviews and doing stuff, and he was murdered like in a safe room. They don't know how it happened. We see how it happens.
Right.
An invisible force comes in and murks everybody. And gets into the safe room and murks everybody in there.
Change the name of that room.
Yeah, it was not safe at all.
It's the kill room now.
Yeah. So you don't see what it is at all. You just see people getting thrown around and whatnot. So Callie's
invisible?
Completely invisible. Okay. You can't see anything. So Callie's at the little CIA meeting or whatever, and they start talking about a program that the Russians were running for a long time.
Of course, it's the Russians.
To do some crazy shit. Well, they know, I'll tell you, they're trying to make ghost soldiers, basically.
Oh, right.
And so they say that the thing got shut down, that the project was shut down. Yeah. And since that time, I think it was like 9 out of the 12 people that they knew worked at that project have died. They've either had
way afterwards.
Yeah. So they
wonder why.
Died from mysterious accidents, cyanide poisoning, and like suicide and shit. So like they were getting taken out basically.
One guy choked on a Dorito.
So Callie and his homies, the CIA, Callie and his homies at the CIA or whatever, want to find one of these people that's still alive. They think he's still alive.
One of the 12?
Yeah. Okay. One of the people that worked at the weird ghost program in Russia. Mm-hmm. He died before all these other people died in a different way. It was a car accident. And so they're like, we think he's still alive. We think he knew what was going to happen, died, so they wouldn't come looking to kill him.
Oh, because that wasn't done by them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
like the Dorito one.
Our guy, Callie, was his handler that he used to work for the CIA selling secrets and stuff. So it's the guy that he used to work with.
That died in the car crash?
Yeah, Ilya. His name's Ilya.
Ilya?
Yeah, Smil. That's right. It's got a long Russian name.
Are you sure that's his last name?
So, like, I'm actually going to try. Look, Smilkov Ilya Ivanovich.
Smilkov. So,
if you know Russian names, you know what I'm trying to say. You have an idea.
That's that boy Milk.
So, Callie gets walked up to by his superior and says, "Hey, you're on this, but you need to take this chick with you. She works at a private company that does work with them, a private science company. It's weird. She's
suspicious.
A doctor. She's a doctor, first of all, and she's never done like field work really. And he's like, no, that's stupid. Why would I take a random chick on?
That's a little suspicious.
And they were like, no, she'll be able to help you. She'll be able to help
Trust
you.
us. She's good at her job.
Yeah.
Is she hot?
So Yeah, kind of.
Of course she
looks
is. Yeah,
alright.
that helps.
She's one of the few faces that doesn't make me want to puke, so I'll say it like that. So our homie Callie like instantly knows where what's his name is. No, he doesn't. He goes to his daughter's grave, the Smill guy's daughter's grave, and waits for flowers to get delivered. So he runs up to the guy delivering the flowers and goes, "Hey, what the hell? Who are you?" Blah blah blah. He was just a delivery guy, and the flowers were sent anonymously. So they used their technology to backtrack at where the call was made from, and he just shows up to Smill's place.
Nice.
And Smill's like next to like all these crazy machines, wearing these crazy goggles, like weird ultra science goggles, like
it looks like that dude from Atlantis.
Yes, the explosives guy.
Yes, yeah.
Yep, he does. He looks a lot like that, especially with the goggles on.
Yep.
So he shows up to Smill's place with his doctor. They're chilling, and then all of a sudden, there's all this banging on the door that they just came through, their front door, because it locked behind them. And they're like, "What the hell's that?" And he goes, She goes, "Oh, it's here. Oh, it's here. Is that it?" And the guy's like, "We got to get the fuck out of here." He goes, "That gun's not going to do shit. We need to get out of here." So like all of a sudden, the weird mole man looking scientist guy gives our character Callie the weird goggles, and he looks over, and when the door opens, you can see that it's like a ghost guy.
Oh, okay.
Like he can use the goggles to see ghosts.
It's a dude.
Basically. Yeah. So this whole time, the people have been getting murdered that you can't see. It's a ghost.
Right.
And so, what we learn is that this dude worked on the ghost program, like I was saying, and that they finally succeeded recently.
The little nerdy guy?
Yeah. That they've
What was his name again? Sorry.
Yeah. Smill.
Oh, that's Smill. The
Yeah.
little nerdy dude? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So, he didn't even know they had finally made and been successful. He was just part of the program.
Oh,
so
okay.
he didn't even know that it was successful till right before he killed himself, in air quotes.
Right.
Before he disappeared
So
himself.
he found out that he was right about that.
And then he was like, "Well, they're definitely going to try to take us out or whatever."
Right.
And so like I said, they're trying to run away from this ghost. Only one of them can see him. They're running away.
Fuck.
Yeah, they're running away, and all the lights go out. And what's his name? Callie kind of separates from the doctor chick.
Oh shit!
And
Can ghosts see
Smill.
in the dark?
Yeah, definitely. And
really?
he like leads him away, kind of the ghost away, and he's fighting him. And the ghost like jumps on top of the elevator and like breaks the cable as it's going down, and his elevator crashes, and he like crawls out. And he bumps his head on a pipe because his goggles make it hard to see everything but the ghost.
Right.
So he takes his goggles off, and as soon as he takes them off, he gets attacked by the ghost again. And so we catch up with Smill and the doctor, and they're in like a crazy science room with like it looks like a nuclear reactor type thing in the middle.
Increase the button flashing noises and put more science stuff around.
I need flashing lights over there. And so
more beakers.
So what he's doing is he's trying to use this technology that he created to kill the ghost.
Okay.
He's trying to make a pulse. He's trying to make a pulse that'll go out and kill that ghost that's trying to get in.
Was he already working on it, or
Yeah,
he's doing it right now?
Right. It wasn't set up to do that yet because it was supposed to be used for something else. But now that he's being attacked, the doctor's helping him set it up to kill the ghost thing or whatever.
Okay.
So what happens is Callie, it's like messed up from fighting this ghost, like really messed up. So he goes to the power box and grabs some power cables and grabs them, and like right when they do that, like he gets like electrocuted and falls down, and then the bomb thing, the anti-ghost bomb thing, goes off.
The one Smill made?
Yeah, the big thing.
Okay.
So there's a giant flash. It uses a bunch of energy, blah, blah, blah. So Smill and the doctor are looking around for anybody that's left alive, the ghost or their homie,
Right.
Callie. And then the ghost is gone and Callie's gone. So they're kind of like, hell yeah, like at least the ghost is dead.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Callie's dead, but
Callie's dead.
The
Hell
ghost,
yeah.
The ghost is gone.
The ghost is gone.
So
hell yeah.
Callie's boss goes to his funeral, comes back to the office.
Oh shit! What? They have a funeral?
Yeah.
For Callie?
Yeah, because they think he's completely dead.
This isn't the next day then.
No, it's a while. He's been dead.
Minute.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the negatives with this is the way it jumps between past and present with no warning at all ever. Sometimes between
Mine did that
panels
shit too.
between panels it was kind of confusing sometimes, like the Superman was.
Right.
In almost the same way.
Mine didn't do panels, but same.
But
between panels is fucking annoying.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It was confusing in a lot of moments and whatnot. So boss comes back and he walks into a back super science room, and that giant thing is there. Smills setup is there, and so you find out that they're trying to they have what's his name contained, Callie, in the machine. He got contained like in the machine, so he like died, turned into a ghost, and got sucked into the machine basically.
With the other ghost?
The other ghost isn't in there.
Okay.
So the other ghost isn't in there. He wasn't connected like what's his name was. Like,
because he was holding on to
okay. So for whatever reason. So they're trying to...
Wait, why the fuck did he grab the wires? He
grabbed
them...
That's part of the reason, what I'm saying. That's what kind of brought it up. It doesn't make sense. They don't explain it. He was really hurt. He's walking away. He sees the power box. He grabs it. He electrocutes himself, falls down, and then the bomb goes off. So he didn't stop the thing from going. He didn't do anything.
But you find out he died.
He's dead, like exploded.
And his spirit or soul.
He doesn't have a body left. There's nothing left.
Went into the but he went into that machine.
His spirit or whatever. They call it electric.
The ghost bomb.
Yeah. It goes into what's his name's machine.
Okay.
So the doctor and Smill are working at the computer trying to get Callie out of the machine so they can use him as a super spy killing assassin man.
Right, same as the other guy, right?
Exactly.
Oh, real quick, I was going to say, he might have grabbed the wires. The only thing I thought is when you said that he was going to grab the wires, have this electricity running through him, so he was going to do it when the ghost
That's what I thought too. That's what I thought too,
maybe
but
he
it didn't show
touches
that.
him and electrocutes him, or he can see him or some shit
He wasn't wearing the glasses. He had taken his glasses off, so now he can't see the...
Well, I meant his skeleton lights up like a cartoon.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
Yes.
That's what he was going for.
Oh, okay.
Like, he was going to... And then they can start fighting.
Gotcha.
Because he can see him, right?
Right, yeah. There
so
you
I
go.
thought, for real, I thought it was something like that. But you don't know why.
No.
Maybe he knew the machine would take his spirit in or some shit.
Yeah, I don't think that dude knew it was going to do that either. It didn't... Oh, no, that's what they were trying to do. That's how they did the... No, he knew... that could happen because that's kind of what happened with the other guy.
There was a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So now is the confusing part of this comic. We jump into a bunch of scenes where people are speaking Russian, I believe, with no translation anywhere.
Oh, what?
Like lots of it. So like in this part specifically,
that's a lot.
There is translation in a lot of it. Whenever there's people that speak English, somebody will translate it, kinda. But if it's two people that speak Russian, there's usually no translation.
So is it just
there's
context
so many
clues?
Kinda. There's so many times where like there's
That's all Russian.
No.
Oh, okay.
Where there's big. That's what I'm trying to find a specific part where they just talk back and forth in Russian for a minute, and like there's no. It doesn't say what they're saying. The guy like so the. It's so weird. Like I don't understand it.
You didn't read the inside page. It says right here, must know Russian.
Yeah, right.
Prerequisite.
Prerequisite
for Spook is you must know Russian.
So so that's weird. So now we get flashbacks to why Callie was a ornery guy who didn't want a partner. He lost a partner chick. It's so stereotypical and cliche.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
And then they tried to give him another one.
Yeah, exactly. So the most cliche
been doing this whole time. She's been there.
Who?
The girl, the partner he took, or he didn't go.
The
with
doctor
her?
lady.
Remember they tried to send him with a partner.
That's the doctor lady.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's here with Smill doing all that stuff.
That's what I figured.
She got sent because she knew about the project. She was part of dealing with it or whatever. So so we see a flashback of why he's all grizzled and doesn't like it, blah blah blah, and it keeps going with modern, like some stuff that's happening right now with Callie. So it's Callie in the past and Callie right now. From one panel to the next, you don't even know which one it's going to be.
What does Callie right now look like?
Callie looks like that, a computer screen image.
Oh, it's like a computer glitch.
Yeah. So what happens is some shit starts to go. Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell this part. So we finally meet who the other ghost is.
Nice.
And what's going on.
Knew it wasn't a ghost.
Yeah, so it was the first guy that got turned by the project. He was the one that was able to be turned or whatever. And it was like, they're like,
hey, they got it right on.
They're
the
like
first try.
nice terrorists. They're like people that are trying to like really do good. It seems like because they don't really want money and stuff. They're trying to like affect things like they want stuff to go well. So they're using this assassin man or whatever as their hitman to kind of like evil genius, but like in a good way almost,
right.
Trying to take over and get things to go his way. So
getting rid of bad people, putting
for the
good
most
people
part,
in place.
yeah, stuff like that. So we get introduced to them. They're trying to make another ghost bomb, basically. So they want to turn a bunch of people into ghosts or something.
They want a fucking a battalion of them fuckers.
Yeah, exactly. And so we get a lot of scenes where we kind of learn about the ghost guy a little bit. We learn about the guy who's controlling the ghost, the leader of the I'm going to say terrorists, but you know what I mean.
Leader of the well, okay, sorry.
Of the bad guys or whatever. And
quotation marks.
So
he did quotation marks.
We learn that he's real manipulative of the ghost guy. You kind of have to because you can't make him do shit. You know what I mean? He has to want to do something.
And he can just go invisible.
He doesn't have to do anything. Yeah. He can just they can touch you hard and you wither up and die.
The
basically,
guys? Really?
The invisible ghost can touch just a normal human and they wither up and die and shit. Whoa. They don't have to beat them up or anything. They can just kind of
grab them.
Yeah, suck out their essence, kind of. So Callie is inside the machine and they're trying to talk to him, communicate with him. He's stuck in a loop of watching his old female partner die over and over again.
Just cold. Who did that?
So what they do is they put the doctor chick in a wig and an outfit like his dead partner looked and try to talk to the computer wearing this shit so she looked like it.
Yeah.
And it kind of worked. He was like, oh my God. And he shows up. They can physically see him, but he's not in the pod thing anymore. He's out in the physical world. So he disappears right away and they're like, containment, close all the doors. Are they closed? And she was like, yeah, they're all electro locked. He can't get out if he was in the doors. She goes, but that's if he was still in the doors. Mm-hmm. He wasn't. He got away. Yeah, he got away.
He wasn't.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. He got away. Instantly.
He fucking turned invisible, man. I mean, come
right.
on.
And
He's
then
a badass, obviously.
And then we see the modern time. Oh no, that's a flashback still? Yeah, what the hell, man. Oh, this shit is just not the best. So we see our Callie's boss get murdered by the assassin, the ghost assassin. Not Callie, because he's a ghost assassin too, but
But he's still stuck in the computer, right?
No, he's out. Remember, he hopped out whenever they tricked him.
Yeah,
and then he got away from them. He got through the doors before they were able to lock. And so they're looking for him. They're out looking for him. They find him downtown, and the doctor chick's about to be run over by a car, and he has been looking like a ghost. Callie has, blue and see-through, and to save her, he went full solid and looked like he did before, and was able to tackle her and interact with her.
Oh shit!
And was able to save her life from the car, and they hadn't seen the other guy do that at all or anything. So that's a special thing. So now other people can hear him, and he can talk to people. He's solid. He looks solid or whatever. And so they're running back. They're coming back to the office. And when they get back, they find out that Callie's boss or whatever got murdered by the assassin guy or whatever. So they find that and they see that they got murdered. And they're real pissed about it. And they're like, we're going to find him now. We're going to catch this ghost guy.
You're going to have a ghost
They
showdown.
have a ghost. We have a ghost. They have a ghost. We're going to find them.
Ghost fight.
Yeah,
ghost
right.
Fight.
And then it goes into some ridiculous backstory for these brothers that they saved one of the twin brothers or one of the brothers to use his DNA so the other brother could disappear. So like they killed his other brother so that when they looked, it looked like his DNA. So the other brother could disappear. It just gets
and
convoluted. Yeah, it's people that the guy who's controlling the ghost.
Okay.
Or whatever. Like they're like gnarly people and like
it's got a few eggs in some baskets.
Yeah, exactly. They're gnarly people.
This is like candidates for the Ghost program, maybe,
it's
right?
It's so weird. Like,
is that his plan to make more? Right?
Yeah, he's trying to make more, and he's trying to make a big spectacle of something. It was so frustrating reading it and like them not telling me what I needed to hear. Mm-hmm. So I'm skipping a lot of stuff. So there's more information than I'm saying, but it was just frustrating.
And
it
if
genuinely
you can read
was.
Russian, there's even more.
It would have been a lot more easier. It would have been
Way
a lot
more.
easier. So the ghost only speaks in Russian. That's part of it. So when the guy who's telling him to do stuff, both their conversations are in Russian.
So you're like, ask if he was speaking.
At the end of it, he'll say like a part of a sentence that like indicates what maybe the rest of it might say.
Oh man!
So it's just silly. So now we got some ghost on ghost action.
Hot.
So ghost on ghost action. They're like literally fighting each other. They can hurt each other. And then all of a sudden, as they're fighting, the original ghost guy, the like terrorist type guy or whatever, he starts falling through the floor and he like completely disappears. He like sinks through the floor like Shadow Cat, like Kitty Pryde would.
Yeah.
And Callie stays there and doesn't sink through the floor, but now he's like blue again and see through. So he's not solid anymore, looking like a human. So now he looks like a ghost again.
Okay.
After his fight with the other ghost, he no longer looked like a human.
So he got more solid. The other guy got intangible.
Completely, yeah. So the terrorist
does it mean something?
I
don't know.
Oh, I'm so dumb.
Yeah, you are.
I'm so dumb. I missed the thing. So the reason why he's doing the bomb thing or whatever is because he's gonna sell the ghost to people as assassins.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was asking.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
He had a plan.
I forgot. I was so
That's
silly.
what the spectacle's for.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of marketing the product.
Yes,
here.
he says that here. So
I know.
So our characters kind of show up to where they're doing the sale or demonstration. So the terrorist guy shows himself to a big group of like killers and like low lives and stuff, and kind of like shows that he can throw stuff and like affect people and like blah,
How
blah,
does
blah.
he look? Is he blue?
Blue and like you can barely see him. Like they're just scared because he looks like a ghost.
Details?
No, you could tell. The guy who died, he in like his little monologue thing, he talks about how he could tell who it was.
Okay.
Who the ghost was when he killed him. He showed up for a second and he was able to recognize his features.
One of the guys from the beginning that died. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're like towards the wrap up. Like our guys are closing in on the sale of the ghost thing, and they show up and they start fighting. And there's a bunch of those containment units set up. The ones that the Smill had in his workshop that they use to like contain the ghost and make the ghost and whatnot.
Okay.
So there's like 3 or 4 of them. So they're gonna make
boxes.
They're gonna make a lot of ghosts. They're trying to make like infinite ghosts. So they have 3 of the machines in a power plant.
Oh, okay.
And so the doctor and our ugly face Smill and Callie show up. And they start, the humans, obviously the tangible humans are fighting the tangible people. And then our guy starts fighting the ghost or whatever. So it's a cool little showdown. And then one of the containment units or something, I think it's the containment units, gets breached. And these weird like devil looking ghost guys come out. They don't explain who they are. They don't say if it's humans that they just collected. I'm guessing that's what it is.
Probably, right?
Some sort of just really mean, messed up human that they collected. And they get out and they start just murking everybody. The mean ghosts do.
Oh, okay.
So they're murking everybody. So that lets our characters kind of get away. Our human characters kind of partially escape. And they have a firefight with the guy who was controlling the terrorist ghost. They have a firefight with him. They finally murk him. It was gross. They used another ghost to like drain his life force. They like grabbed him and held him up to like another ghost, and it's like drained his life force from him and stuff. That was cool. And then we get a cool little showdown with our guy versus these weird, scary looking ghosts. and he stops a bullet that's going to hit the doctor chick. He uses in his non-corporeal form. He's able to stop a bullet. So that wasn't it. He wasn't able to do that before. So now that he's stronger or something.
Yeah, right.
So now he's stronger, and she does the same thing she did before with the big machine, the containment machine, to get rid of all the ghosts by using the flash.
Oh, right.
So she's like, I have to do this, but you're going to probably die too because you're a ghost. Whatever. She does it. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'm sure he's dead. Yeah, he's definitely dead.
He's definitely dead. He's not coming back.
Yeah. And then at the end, we see the guy that was controlling the ghost is a ghost guy now, too.
Oh.
And he's partially corporeal, so he's blue, but he's, like, easier to see, and he's giving people directions, and he's in charge now.
Okay.
Or he's still in charge is what I mean, but now he's a ghost. So that's the guy that was a terrorist trying to make all the other ghosts and stuff. He's a ghost now. Who's like
the one that was trying to sell him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's a ghost now.
Exactly. So this is trade paperback number 1. So I'm sure they did more. 100% they had to have done more. There's no way. Unless this sold 2 copies.
And Callie's not dead.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. Oh, yeah. They just didn't show him again.
You're right.
Yeah. He's definitely around. 100%.
I thought you were about to be like, and then Callie walked in. They didn't. I was surprised.
They insinuate. Right. The doctor insinuates that he's around.
That boss seems interesting.
So that's cool. That was my only thing about it where I was like, that's really, I like that guy in it.
The boss?
Yeah. Because like I said, it's like his eventual plan was to like sell the things, but like he was trying to do it so he could control shit and like get enough money to like start a country or something. He wanted to do something good about it.
Okay.
I know they said exactly what he wanted to do. I'm just missing it because I just read it like once, but. Yeah, so he was just a cool character. He was tricking the ghost guy. To do his bidding. He was like, there's a reason why they picked you, because your dad was such a good soldier, blah, 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 blah. And, like, he's walking away, and the guy's like, is that true? You knew his dad? He goes, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I just tell him what I need to tell him to get him to do what I want. Yeah, so he was a cool character, and now that he's even a more badass,
right,
that's awesome.
He can back it up.
Many times in here, I was confused, even the second read through, because of the literal panel to panel.
I was curious how many times you read it.
It was. I read it twice, and it was still confusing the second time. Yeah. And so I looked back a third time at parts that I remembered I was confused about. I was like, I'm missing something. I'm going too fast, and I'm missing something. There was plenty of times in here where I was like, oh, no, like, they don't say. I thought I was skimming and not paying close enough to. I was like, it's my fault. I waited too long. I'm going fast. I'm trying to go fast. Blah, blah, blah. And then I went back and checked all the parts, and I was like, no, they don't say.
I'm not crazy.
What? Like, what? And then I got confused again on the from panel to panel. I was like, what is going on? Like, what year is this? They don't even say what year the Flash... It was just kind of confusing.
Yeah, mine didn't either. Mine had titles.
Oh,
and not
really?
even chapter titles. It was just like this part of the story now. It's called Morgana. Just shit like that.
Yeah.
So, not going to read anymore, huh?
Nope. No. I was excited to read another Red 5.
Yeah.
To be able to be like, hey, this is how much they improved. This is what they're doing now. This is so awesome. And I can't say that. I'm going to have to find something else and try something else.
The story writing seemed way better.
Yeah, so yes, there was more story to it, and it was definitely very predictable, but at least it had real story beats to it and whatnot.
Overall, it seemed better.
Yeah. It's a 10-year difference, and you can definitely tell it's a different. The quality is a lot higher in almost all the regards.
It seems like you just want to like it so
much
more.
I wanted to, yes, basically. I was expecting it to be real dope, and it just wasn't super dope. That's all.
Right.
Yeah. 2
weeks in a row, man.
Yeah. Oh well. I'm going to privately read some more Red 5 stuff, so I'll figure it out if they're like actually not good, or if
it's got to be something.
They have so many. There's got to be something
can be good, man.
They have something that's good. They have to, 100%.
Yeah, you can't swing and miss every time, right?
No.
I mean, I guess you can.
You could. It's possible, but not probable.
Matt versus Adam. Are you ready? I'm on a losing streak. I feel my luck changing.
What is it, 6-4? Right? Yeah, 6-4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is our segment, Matt versus Adam, where we take a random character generator and we see who would win and who we get. See who would win in the verses, I guess. We have Marvel, DC, tunes, and video game. I want to do tunes versus tunes today.
Okay.
So let me see.
That'll work.
Where's that at? Cartoon character. Here we go. I think this is the one where you have
Hopefully
to,
it works.
No, you have to record on this one. I remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right. I got Porky Pig.
Yeah.
Push the red button.
Porky Pig.
Fucking Porky Pig. Oh, come on.
That's funny.
I know he's got some crazy feats.
Okay, so yeah.
I know he's got some. What? Oh my God.
That's hilarious that it counts as a tune because it's the animated series. That's Justice League animated series, right? Or is that him
Yeah.
on Batman? I can't tell.
No, well, it's the same. It's the same universe.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm the Flash.
I got Porky Pig versus the Flash.
The funny thing is, though, I'll give you this: you basically can't die.
I can't die. I'm
No,
a tune.
I've seen you get mushed a million times.
Unless you got some what is it?
Ink thinner or
What-
paint thinner.
Ooze.
Yeah, the ooze
Or whatever from Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
What is it called?
It's like the sludge or something.
God damn it, I can't remember. That sucks. How do I look up how strong Porky Pig is?
Yeah, so you can't do anything. I guess I could definitely find some way of incapacitating you so you could never move again or something.
I mean, you can't kill me.
For the most part, yeah, but
Oh, I found a Porky Pig Heroes wiki.
nice.
Nice, here we go. Okay.
Let's hear it. What the hell? Porky Pig Hero wiki.
All right. Powers, physical strength, various weapons, insanity threatening, teaching, building, organizing, and cleaning.
What the fuck? Yeah, so I'm the Flash, and you can teach people.
I got insanity threatening.
Insanity threatening?
I don't know what that means.
Insanity and threatening. He's both.
Or I'm just threatening with my insanity.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Oh, there's no
That's hilarious.
there's no like feats here. There's nothing that
Yeah.
says like, oh well,
he
one
did
time
this,
he picked
yeah.
this up or
Yeah.
something. Damn it.
That's hilarious.
And so, okay, only thing I can say is that the Flash in the Justice League series is not nearly as strong as comic book Flash
No.
or movies Flash. They're actually pretty nerfed in there.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd have to agree. But I'm gonna wipe you off the floor. Wipe the floor with you.
I don't know, man.
Like I said, even if you can't die, I could like hold you and run. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be a way.
You can't kill. I mean, if I could only find something. Okay, here's a superhero database for Porky
I
Pig.
could vibrate from one universe to another and bring you and throw you in the expansive universe or something.
But man, I'm like invincible.
But you wouldn't. What would you be able to do after floating through the universe? You can't. You're not a superhero, so you can't fly.
Okay, look, we know that Looney Tunes goes hard.
They're one of the.
I mean,
toughest.
they're putting thumbs in guns and stuff. I think this is a better fight than you actually think. I just can't recall anything Porky Pig has done.
Feats, yeah,
what kind
yeah.
of situations did he get
Yeah.
in? Like,
Yeah, so the picture we got was old school Porky Pig. That was original Porky, if you'd noticed.
just Looney Tunes, though. I mean,
So like
right?
original Porky Pig was older. No, the very first Porky Pig was little and he had that weird lisp. And
Yeah,
the
they got the stutter.
And then they made him fat and a lot older, and he had a different kind of stutter. So that's the new Porky Pig. That's him whenever he's like in between the young one and the old one. So that's what they did eventually. They kind of they split the difference, and they made him like that.
Okay, but I mean, still though, what is?
But all I'm saying is that was the old school Porky Pig that the picture showed.
Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna get.
So the old school
anything-
Porky Pig, less crazy shit happened to them. It was like Little Rascals. That's what Looney Tunes was, if you didn't know. It was animated Little Rascals. That was the whole point of it. They
Oh, was it?
they
Really?
wanted their own Little Rascals, but they didn't want to have to pay kids and have to keep getting new kids when they grew up. So they were like, how can we do this better? Animation. That way they can there's no such thing as the character, so there's no scandal with your character when your character's not real.
So I've been plagued by termites. My trauma is flying a plane, being a private in the French Foreign Legion, so I got soldier experience.
Yeah.
Getting a mouse out of his house, being a picador, reacting to a talking dog, a giant, and a midget ant. Needless to say, Porky Pig went from one trauma to the other, causing him great mood swings. He would get angry at his tormentors and strike out in a highly emotional manner.
Yep.
Okay, so I get called a lot of names. Jesus, man. This
Did they make fun of his stutter? They did, right? That was like the main thing.
All types of stuff.
Yeah. So like when he was portrayed as older, he was huge fat. Like in this, he just looks like a pig, and that other one, he looked like a slug or some shit. He was fat.
God damn it! I don't think I'm coming away with this one at all.
Like I said, like if we just were walking down the street and we out of a donut shop and you're out of a coffee shop and we spot each other down the block, and it's a regular city block. You're going to go, and then I'm going to run over and just
explode my face
kill
with
you.
a punch.
Yeah. You would eventually form back together, I'm sure, because you're a tune.
Okay, wait. I wouldn't
could just keep running you over.
But you have to eat.
Yeah,
also,
lot.
Real
I have
quick,
to eat a lot,
Hold
too.
on, real quick. All right, we're going to break this down real quick.
Let's hear it.
A fan asked me to set up parameters for these fights.
Yeah.
Every time we do these fights, we'll just assume that we're on a
New York City block.
Yes, a busy city block.
Yep.
Stores, people, obstacles,
cars,
shit everywhere. Cars,
yep.
And that we see each other, and it's fight on site.
Yeah. Zero prep time, zero prior knowledge.
Okay, so Flash does have to keep eating. So if I can't die, bro, if I can't die, you're going to get worn out. And if you just keep going at it, you might have to eat all the food that's made on the street, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still coming at you. So I don't really have to be that strong. I just have to tire you out.
Just keep coming back.
And I can do
like Mr. Immortal or something.
I know there's some crazy feats. I'm also a soldier, so I know how to fight.
That's so funny. French Foreign Legion.
French Foreign Legion.
You know what the French Foreign Legion's for?
What?
It's for people that have killed people or raped people in their own country and they need a new identity.
Oh, Jesus
So they go to the
Christ.
French Foreign Legion. They give you a literal, like your first day, if you're really serious about it, they give you an entire made up brand new identity, and your other one, gone. You no longer exist.
That guy died?
That guy's gone. 100%.
Holy shit.
And then you have to learn French in like 3 weeks or some shit. Yeah, I'm not joking.
Okay, so that means
He's
Porky
tough.
Pig did some raw shit.
He must have. That's what I mean.
He did some raw shit and got sent to the
had to run away to get a new identity.
So Porky Pig is not this man's name.
No.
He's known by something
co-opted
else.
that name from the Foreign Legion.
So I think it sounds like I'm kind of a badass. So I think I have a chance more so than you may think. I could tire you out. I know he's done some crazy feats, man. I know he's lifted some crazy
Flash
shit.
feats. No, bro. Flash
Justice
literally
League.
has affected multiverses and shit.
Justice League Flash feats.
Yeah,
bro.
he's still super. He goes between different universes.
Yeah, but
I
don't think so.
I swear. There's
No,
episodes.
dude, he's not. He's just fast.
I swear there's episodes.
No, he's not traveling to different dimensions by running. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
I don't remember a specific time, so.
Yeah, me neither. And that's what I say. I can't reference Porky Pig, so I'll begrudgingly give this to Flash. I think Porky Pig stands a really good chance.
More than like you said, more than in the absolute first thought. You're like, yeah, it's a little tiny pig thing.
Yeah,
like it would obviously get murked real hard. But he's a toon, which is what I admit as well. Like the fact that he's a toon almost makes him invincible. Really.
Yeah, exactly. So there may be a few fights where I can tire you out.
Yeah, it's possible.
Use some weapons.
So let's do the out of 100. How many times out of 100?
I was thinking like 5 to 8. Like not even 10.
Oh man, so
but
like you keep going on these whenever we do out of 100, you're always like even low for me. I think you get 10.
You think?
Yeah, 10%.
Okay.
10 times out of 100. That's not a lot.
No.
Still.
You probably could then.
You probably could. Like
not
I said,
enough to give me the win though.
Yes, and so like with the eating
damn.
and thing, like you said though, as long as there's food around, he can real fast run over there and grab it and eat.
Exactly.
He will have to keep eating, like you said, but he could just
Eventually,
for quite a
they'll
while.
tire you out. If I'm invincible,
If we only had the 2-block area for me to fight in and I couldn't get out to get food somewhere else, yeah, eventually I wouldn't be able to do it. But
yeah, it's like an arena.
yeah, exactly. But if it was an arena and I could get out, I could just keep eating
Especially if it
forever.
was just obstacles. But no, it's a live street.
Yeah.
So there's a finite amount of food there for you.
Okay.
So, I mean, maybe, man.
Okay, so
If anyone knows, if anyone's like, here's this, is like, oh, fuck no, Porky Pig would destroy the Flash.
let's
Please
hear it.
let us know.
Yeah, I would love to know.
And I will take that point back. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because now it's 7-4.
Yeah, you just had to say it.
It's 7-4.
You had to say it, huh?
It's got a 7, and then you got, what was it? 4. That's right. Okay.
You know, this is like the second time in our lives that I just really don't like you. All right.
Too
All right.
bad.
Anyway, so we are on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. All new episodes release on Monday, or I guess midnight, so early Monday, every Monday. And any interaction with the pages is amazing. Any likes, especially listens, all of that is greatly appreciated. So anyone who has been doing that, all of you, we appreciate it very deeply.
Yep.
And that's the show. So,
Bing, bang, boom.
yep. Y'all have a good one.